Welcome back, hard forkers. Just a short show today. A few updates for you. Big talking point is obviously the EIP 1559. Stefano's going to be talking us through that in a moment. But first, I want to let you know that we've got a new sponsor on board, which is bybit. Now, there's a link below if you want to check that out. We've actually got an offer that's expiring in the next couple of days. So you can begin to win $500 there if you are the largest depositor or trader. So look, bybit is obviously for experienced traders. Whether I consider myself one of those is debatable. I'm sure the guys will have a chuckle on that one. But I am currently in a Bitcoin and Ethereum long. My entry price on Ethereum was 1,440. On Bitcoin, it was 45,000. So it's a 3x trade. We'll see how that works out for me. So I guess to kick it off, Stefano, we've obviously had the situation with EIP 1559 yesterday. So can you please tell me what's going down there, and should I be closing my long on Ethereum?
Well, the situation is not exactly the best one, but I think that it was also expected. So yesterday, during the call, the developers and so on, the positive thing on that is that there were a lot of people, a lot of developers. That shows how the community on Ethereum is actually one, getting together in a very good way, and two, how large has become in the course of the years. Now, if we're actually focusing on the important things, which is obviously the implementation of 1559, which means that the miners are kind of the real players in this situation. They are the ones that are going to decide. So if you're considering two of the three largest pool that we have on Ethereum, we have F2 pool, which seems to be in favor of the implementation of the EIP. However, Spark pool on the other side seems to be on no on the implementation side. This means that with Spark pool moving into the no side, or at least taking a stand against, the miners right now that are supporting the no, so the not implementation, owns more than 50% of the hash rate, which means that if things would stick at where they are today, EIP will not be implemented. And so a lot of people are obviously on Twitter mentioning that 1559 is the Saint Grail, the one that is going to solve every single issue. Right now, it's not going to happen. Does that mean that the future is dark and everything? No, this is an initial conversation to actually hear out all the different side of the stories and trying to get on board all the concerns that there are on this implementation. So now the team that is working on the code needs to take all of those things on board and come up basically with new plans, with ideas in general. They could, for example, increase the number of Ethereum that are being rewarded in every single block. That was one of the proposals that came out yesterday, to give an extra 1 ETH to be created, which will go obviously against the Ace age that is coming with London and Berlin hard fork later on. So it's still early, however, is not as sunny as everybody were hoping for. Let's put it like that.
Oh God. You're making me nervous. I mean, it's a very low leverage trade, people. It's basically 3x, which means that Ethereum would have to go back to $1,111 for me to lose my my stack. So how worried should I be, Stefano?
Sean, does bybit show you where you get liquidated?
Yes.
Wow, what an upgrade.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Yeah, look, I really like the platform, actually. Where I'm going to be doing some sort of hand-holding exercises, how it all works with Lisa next week. So if you are a trader, you can support this channel by using that link that's below. It's the 1 BTC and 32 Ethereum link. So yeah, well, I'm going to basically be telling you my trades as we move forward here. We also do live content, as you know, and congratulations to Motion. I know he's more than likely watching the show. Last week's winner of our Modify tokens. We're going to be doing a giveaway every week, people. And coming up next is Matra DAO. We'll also be releasing a long form video with one of the founders of that project, and then analyzing that project in the coming weeks, how we're using it, the utility, how we trade it, etc. So make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. But it is just a short show today. We really wanted to highlight what's going down with Ethereum, and for me to figure out a bit more whether I should be nervous about even a 3x trade on Ethereum. I'm not. I'm staying at it. Jordan's got his finger up. What do you got to say?
The summary is buy Ethereum Classic.
Okay.
Of course,
kidding.
That is indeed the good tip of the week.
Jordan, do you have any concerns about Ethereum and what's going down? And are you a significant holder of it?
Of Ethereum?
Yep.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've been slinging shit coins, trading with Ethereum for over a year now. So obviously, I've built up an ETH stack. I bought last week a little bit higher than what it is now. But I mean, it's like Bitcoin, it's fucking so massive, and the network effect is really, really, really hard to derail. There's going to be bumps in the road, same as there was with the, some of the contentious hard forks on Bitcoin, implementing shit. But the network effect, I think it's just getting past the point of no return.
Yep.
Like there might be, the next 6 months, 8 months might be a little bit rocky. There might be some lows, there might be some highs. But as the layer 2 solutions come online and start helping out Ethereum, it's nothing in crypto is easy, right? You got to you can't listen to the FUD. You got to, trust your analysis and follow the developers. Like there's lots of people building on Ethereum. It's not just going to go away.
I agree. Now, also below this video, people, I've attached a link to this Greyscale report. So I encourage you all to have a read of that. There's some really good info in there. It's sort of an interesting thing that I wanted to discuss with you guys quickly now. The amount of institutional money that came into Greyscale as a percentage of the capital inflows was actually 93%. So Greyscale began the year, I believe, with 2 billion under management and ended the year with 20 billion under management. Now, a couple of talking points here quickly, guys. A really good one, very positive one, is that the way this situation with Greyscale is structured is they cannot actually sell their crypto holdings. So, a lot of people have been talking to me recently. They've been very worried about all these big institutional buys and, a potential sort of rug pull from a big player that could start a cascade in the market. In Grayscale's scenario, it's actually not possible, is my understanding. That crypto they've bought is locked, so people are effectively buying shares in the company. So it's not a case of them moving in and out of their holdings. But really the talking point I just wanted to get your thoughts on, guys, is we've obviously seen some stock market volatility, and the thinking is that had a big impact upon crypto. Was we saw that big 25% correction in the last few days. There's a lot of commentators that are now saying because these capital inflows are specifically into Bitcoin and Ethereum, is potentially creating a scenario where the crypto market is becoming even more correlated to crypto. So, Mr. Gonzo, just maybe start with you if I can get your thoughts on that. Do you think that's how this is all going to play out?
I just saw Greyscale has a negative funding on Bitcoin and Ethereum for the first time ever, negative premium.
Really?
Which is kind of interesting. Yep. And then just 10 hours ago, they announced they're exploring 9 new altcoins. So that includes Aave, BAT, Cardano, Link, Compound, Cosmos, Decentraland. So there's like a list of about 15 or 20 different alts they're looking at.
Yeah, I think Tezos is on there as well.
Yep,
Maybe that's already part of the trust. Yeah.
Yearn, Uniswap, the Graph, Synthetics, Sushi, Stacks, RSR, Dot, Monero, MakerDAO. So there's a ton of
Sorry,
shit.
Monero.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yeah, interesting, right?
That really surprises me. I mean, the rest of them I would sort of consider the blue
not-
chips of the crypto space, so to speak.
It's they're not for sure. They're just considering them right now.
Okay,
So
interesting.
but they're definitely looking at it.
Interesting. Stefano, your thoughts on this topic?
Well, one thing is like, even if Grayscale is not allowed, Tesla is, MicroStrategy is. So, you know, I wouldn't like remove the concern that like, because one of the big guys cannot do that, then automatically none of the big guys is never gonna do that. At the end of the day, we're still like, you know, in a financial
A big guy did clearly a couple of days ago.
Well, but that's exactly the point, you know, like if you start like, you know, ending up with your books that are like up of like 150 billions, like I'm throwing random numbers, obviously, and you're solid in profit, you're going to take like some profits at the end of the day. Do I think that the two things are correlated, like the crypto and the stock market? Well, we've seen that in the past, that there is like a sort of correlation, but more on the side that like when one thing drops, the other one drops as well. Now, if you're looking at like what it's happening and like what a lot of people are mentioning and news sources are saying about like the fact that the US is talking about like the new stimulation check, like all the kind of like situation that is going on in the US in general, kind of like all the sectors around the world are kind of like, you know, shaking a little bit. Would I actually like correlate these to like what some people are saying, that like Tesla went down because Bitcoin went down and so on, or because like Elon Musk now is pro Bitcoin, blah, blah, and so on? I don't think so. I think that like we're actually seeing like that even gold is going down in reality. Like, you know, it's like everything is going down because we had like a massive rally for the past like few months in everything. Everything went like on all-time high on literally every single thing. So I think it's normal that we are like having shaking. Like it's not crazy at all to think that. I don't see this like as a worried moment. I don't see this like as a change of the storyline or anything at all, to be honest. Classic situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so it is just a short show today. People will be having a look at Mantra Down releasing a long form interview with the founder in the next couple of days. Make sure you check that out. It's a project we find pretty interesting. We've also got MakerDAO coming up next week. So a lot of great content coming up. Plus we've got our live show. So hit the subscribe button now, people. We are going to be giving away tokens each week. We're going to be doing that live, so you can see there's no tomfoolery happening with the allocation of winners. So look, before we wrap up today, guys, I also just wanted to get your thoughts. Obviously, we've got this situation with Ethereum. So Stefano, just what are your thoughts on the overall market right now? What would you say? Obviously not financial advice. How are you seeing things sort of short, medium term? Short term being the next week, medium term being a few months. Any sort of hidden gems? Any changes to your portfolio or strategies?
Well, obviously, I don't know what the market would do short term because I don't really follow those type of movements.
Well, I guess my specific question there is: do you see a negative situation for Ethereum, and do you see its price being affected?
I think we could see that because like Sparkpool, for example, mentioned that like they believe that like the current situation of Ethereum already has the results of 1559 included. So if the EAP is not going to be passed or like being approved, I do believe that short term we're actually going to see like kind of like a negative impact, because a lot of people are believing in, you know, that being the solution to a lot of problems, which by the way it's not, but you know, it doesn't matter. What people believe is what is going to happen at that point. So if that doesn't pass, do I see Ethereum going down? Yes, I do that. But would that mean that like I'm selling my Ethereum or changing anything in my strategy? No, I'm actually like, my plans are still exactly the same. I don't care what is going to happen like in 4 or 6 months from now. I still believe that Ethereum is going to ultimately reach that universal basic income level of things, where like decentralization and like usage to earn is going to become like a sort of like normal path. Right now we're hearing a lot play to earn as a sentence. I believe that like in the future, everything that we're going to do, it's going to be on the blockchain, and it's actually going to pay us. And I believe that all of those things are going to be like supported and moved by Ethereum at that point. So if I want to like trying to like look at the medium term, I would definitely like having my eyes on layer 2s, because I do believe that that's where the development is going. My thesis is always like on following where the community is going, but the community in the sense of like the builders, the people that are actually making things.
On
Right
that
now,
note, Stefano, I've been praising you for putting Polygon on my radar. It's done 100% since you called it. I've just had some big. I don't actually. I've just screen shared this quickly. I want you to tell me. Do you think it is big news? The price has shot up significantly again. This announcement here with gaming giant Atari. That's just come out this morning.
Well, Atari is doing everything right now.
Yeah. They're in
like
Decentraland. They're
in the sandbox. They have their own NFTs. They have their own ERC20 token. Now they're like doing partnership here and there. I think that Atari right now is like that old school player that is trying to figure out things.
being progressive, adapting.
Yeah. I love it, to be honest. I love it. But do I think that like...
So guys, basically this announcement says they're thrilled to announce the gaming giant Atari is integrating Polygon, bringing their NFT and token products to layer 2. Now we do sort of cover this every week, and you're probably bored of me asking you the same question, but you know, we've got these network fees, massive issue on Ethereum. Can you just really quickly again just explain to people what a Polygon, a layer 2 is doing, and maybe why the price of this thing is moving up so much at the moment?
So for the 15th time, a layer 2 works in a way that it runs on top of Ethereum. So every transaction that you're doing on Ethereum goes like from wallet A to wallet B. It runs like on the blockchain of Ethereum. When you're using a layer 2, the transaction goes first on a blockchain that is on top. All the transactions gets combined together, and then they're sent down to the layer 1, so to Ethereum in this specific case. This helps to basically like organize the blocks in a much better way, and kind of like everything like combine and compile in the best possible way that you can have.
Yep.
Now, why Polygon is actually like making moves in a little bit like of a crazy way is because now what they're saying is that they're going to multiply those layer 2s, and so you're not going to have like only one line. If you have one line, imagine that this is the blockchain, this is Ethereum. Once this line gets completely congested, that's where you are now with Ethereum. With a layer 2, you have something that is faster, is much bigger, can handle more transactions and so on. But eventually, you're going to end up with the same problems that you have on layer 1 because, you know, there is a limit on things. Polygon is basically saying like, what if actually like the number of lines becomes basically as many as we want? And so at that point, you can actually scale at that infinitive level. And that's why it's super, super cool. On that note, and that's why like Polygon got that attention, is like you need to follow the builders. That's the easiest way to actually figure out where things are going to happen. Yeah. A lot of people are mentioning like Binance Smart Chain now. Binance Smart Chain is becoming like the Wild West, basically. It's basically like what Tron was like in 2017. You got like tons of rug pull. You got tons of like venture capitalists that never did anything after the ICO waves that are now all of the sudden popping back up on like being on live or resurrected and all like doing things on the Binance Smart Chain and so on. And the type of products that has been developed there are literally copycats and nothing like that. You got project like XDAI. XDAI on the other side is kind of like attracting projects that are having like real use cases, like with the real world interaction on that chain, because obviously XDAI is pegged to a DAI and therefore is pegged to $1. It's like a stable coin, which like it's quite powerful from that point of view. And so it started being like specific for that thing. Polygon on the other side is just attracting project after project after project. So it really seems to like the new innovation that we saw on Ethereum is then going to be moved on Polygon at this specific point. We still have to see what it's going to happen with Near, with Scale, which are all like solutions that are like, you know, Polkadot as well. We have a lot of projects that are developing, but that they're not there yet. They're not live yet. But I would actually say that the groups or like the sphere right now are kind of having like those limited players. Which one of those is going to play and turn out to be the best one to win, that I don't know. But, you know, you could actually do like a sort of index fund and kind of like place a chip in every single one of those and kind of like mitigate your risk. That could be a strategy as well. Now, I have no idea, but definitely I would actually like focus on a daily what type of projects are coming live on those type of layer 2s and Polkadot.
Yeah, true. Okay. How do you see this Ethereum situation resolving with EIP 1559? What's sort of the next milestone? Is there anything coming up in the near future where we might get a bit more clarity? And sort of lastly, I guess, what's the best and worst case scenario with this one?
So the next big update is going to be on the 5th of March, because there is like another call, but this time it's just like for the developers. It doesn't like include the miners. However, the decision needs to be made before summer, because if we're looking at like when 1559 needs to be implemented, that needs to happen by the end of summer, which means that like an ideal timeline would actually be June or July for that implementation. We're already March. We have 3 months of time. Like it's not a lot of time left to actually like make a decision on this. So what do I see is that like if 1559 gets implemented, I would expect a very positive brief on Ethereum. And kind of like a next wave on preparation of 2.0, positive feelings and so on. Now, again, the problem is that people believe that 1559 is going to solve the gas problem. It's not going to do that. It's just going to like kind of change the rules in preparation of 2.0. It's going to like put a better UX for like the entire system of Ethereum, which is a positive thing, but it's not like what people thinks that is going to solve. So I think that if it gets implemented, the price potentially could go up, and then like pretty quickly is actually going to go back down because there is going to be disappointment from people. And if it's not getting implemented, then I do believe that the price is just going to go down, and that's it. However, again, I don't care, because to me, all of this is just like an accumulation moment before 2.0, because I do think that like we're going to see Ethereum in the long run in prices that like potentially we cannot even imagine, you know, and so like I'm like, whatever is going to happen now, cool story, maybe stay away, maybe buy more, maybe do whatever you feel is right. To me personally, I'm buying. I've been buying last year. I've been buying 2 years ago. I've been buying 3 years ago. I've always been buying, and I'm still buying. So nothing has changed.
Okay. Well, I'm leaving my my BTC long.
Well, that's the thing. If you're a trader,
I'm having an argument about a
lose
leverage trade on bybit with Ethereum right now, especially watching Polygon pump. I might be moving a few funds after this chat. But I agree with you. I'm accumulating an ETH position as often as I can. Mr. Gonzo, any thoughts on the situation?
Wait and see. Just kind of keep trading alts. Well, no, I mean that's all you can do in crypto. Like something daily will happen crazy. It'll spark a huge FUD. Everything will dump. Some partnership or something will pump everything. I mean, this has always been my strategy. I've got my core stuff that I accumulate, which has always been ETH, Bitcoin, Link. I've added DOT to that. Added Aave recently. So pile up those. Don't worry about trading them. I just trade other coins to accumulate more of those. When that shit goes really low, I'll buy more of it. And then everything else is just trading really speculative, lower caps to make more of those things, you know. And week to week, day to day, the story changes like constantly. So
Any hidden gems for the audience this week from you before we wind up this short and sweet show?
yeah, I mean, there was one I've talked about a couple times, which was called cyberfi. That's kind of getting ready to launch V2, and it did a big jump. Like when I mentioned the first time, I think it was about 250, and it's up to $22 now. But it's got a super low supply. They've got this really cool aggregator for DeFi. You put your funds in and it goes to your liquidity pool. You can set sell orders.
Are they coming on the show? Have we spoken to those guys?
I've talked to them, but they're super busy implementing their V2. So, they're still in work mode, not quite in promotion mode yet.
Okay.
But yeah.
They say no.
No, they want to come on. It's just the timing. Look, everything, right? So that one, it's probably, it's not exactly your bottom of the barrel low entry right now.
Yep.
But one that I've also been accumulating is called Yield App, which it's basically like your Celsius kind of project where they were targeting like DeFi for noobs, making it really easy for people to invest in DeFi, right? So what it is you basically have an app, you deposit your yield tokens, and then you can invest with USDC or USDT, and you can get, depending on your tier, they've got 4 different tier levels from 0 to 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. And there's rumors coming in that you're going to be able to make substantial interest on your Ethereum, like up to 20%.
Okay.
If you're in the top tier.
Nice. Be nice to have them on the show so we can actually do a proper dig into them on the weekly. I believe
I use the app.
Stats.
I use the app. Fuck, super easy, man. Holy shit. You deposit your stable coin, swap, think instantly, no fees and stuff. So it's really good like that. So anytime I get any stable coins, they're going to go in here, and I'm going to keep building up this position. Right now, it's kind of consolidating at about 62, 65 cents. But there's the big news coming, and once that comes, the expectation is that the market cap is just going to go through the roof.
Okay,
so
cool. I believe you were actually talking to them about coming on the show as well. Yeah. So yeah, people, just a short and sweet one today for you. We'll be back to the regular format next week. We just wanted to obviously comment on EIP 1559 for you today, and for me to figure out whether I'm overly leveraged on Ethereum.
Can I mention one other one, Sean?
Sorry?
Can I mention another one?
Sure. Are they? Yeah, where you go?
Bancor, which is...
Yeah. I heard you mention that a few times.
Resurrected from the ICO of 2017.
Yeah, but you know what? They're doing really cool shit, man. They've figured out a permanent loss, right? So I've staked some Link and some Bancor, and I'm making really good returns on it. They have... Basically, you have to lock up your stuff for 30 days to get past the impermanent loss. And then they take all the funds and all the fees and they split them amongst the pools instead of taking a cut. So, it's really good. You're not suffering impermanent losses if you're doing liquidity pooling. And it's getting the hype. I've been into this since September, October when they had the V1, which it was kind of like, oh, it's not working. But now it's working really well, and they're expanding more and more pools. And it's getting a lot of hype because people are realizing like, oh man, this is like one of the solutions to impermanent loss for liquidity pooling. BNT, check that out if you guys are interested in doing some liquidity pooling, a little bit more passive income, not so risky. So just another little tip.
Okay, excellent. Now we will be, as I say, we will be back to the regular format next week. People will be having another look at Cartier Chain, which just absolutely skyrocketed today. Who else? We've got Mantra DAO. We're going to be doing a review of them and also posting the interview with the founder in the next couple of days. MakerDAO coming up. We're going to token giveaway on the live show next week, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Obviously, Monday trading show with Lisa. It's going to be an interesting one this week. Yeah. And I think we've got Dee from the Bitcoin family joining us possibly tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe, people. And if you want to support the channel and you're a trader, please use the bybit link below. As I say, we're going to be doing some handholds on that, how the platform works. And there is that $500 prize that is only available for the next couple of days. So get across and check that out, people.
Got some NFTs, Sean.
Sorry?
We can give away. Got some NFTs lined up. We can probably give away too.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah.
What, some of yours?
Yeah, some ones that I'm involved in from Block Duelers.
Yep.
Can probably line one of those up.
That'll be great. Yeah,
We
so
there's
there's also a link below to our Discord. If you watched our live show, we're a bit of a learning process for us. We're trying to figure out exactly how to allocate these prizes, but you dramatically increase your chances if you're registered in the giveaway section on our Discord. There's a link below to that. Obviously, follow us on Twitter. The links are also below, and get along especially for the live show where we'll be giving away all this great stuff for our wonderful audience, just to show you how much we love you. All right, guys. Any other parting comments before we wrap up for today? Stefano, anything from you?
We might go lower, so be ready to buy.
You think so? You think we could have another leg down?
I mean, we're in a downtrend for like a week or so at this point. So, I find this to be like the moments where you really see the difference between like the amateur, the tourist, the people that are panicking and going crazy, and people that are just like getting their bones done since like years and years of bear market.
Yeah.
So to be honest, like it's a day like another. It's just like a different strategy. This is like just accumulation time, nothing else.
Agree. Well said.
2 acronyms: BTFD and DCA, bitches. Buy the
Jordan is
dip.
throwing random letter like ABC, DFG.
Buy the fucking dip, bitches. Dollar cost.
There you
average.
go. Not financial advice, but Mr. Gonzo's life advice for you there, people. So
what are you doing in here if
button,
you're not doing that?
subscribe to the channel. Take Jordan's life advice.
Invent random sentences on letters.
What are you talking about? You never heard buy the fucking dip?
No.
I'm mocking you. Relax.
All right, kids. Thank you for watching. Stay safe out there. And look, not financial advice, but the bare basics for me. There's lots of interviews with the founders of these projects. As I say, we've got Mantra now that'll be up on the next day or two. Make It Hour coming up. There's the previous ones with Ava Travala, which is a really good interview and a project that I firmly believe in. Cartier Chain as well, another good one that we covered last week. So make sure you check those out. Links below are there for you all. That's a basic level of doing your homework before you make calls. And good luck to you all. Thank you, boys. We'll see you all very soon. Happy trading. See you now.